Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for My Hero Academia Chapter 351. We've had kind of an on and off schedule the past few weeks, I mentioned last video, and again we're going to have next week off because of Golden Week. So with another week off, it really makes me think. I thought before recording this even, like, I don't know if I even want to, like, take a month or so off and then like bulk read a bunch of chapters together, because it's one of those things where I've really been enjoying this arc. I don't think it's, at least so far, it just started really. I don't think it's like the best arc in the series yet or anything, but I've been enjoying it, and it's just one of those things where I feel like every week we just get such a little chunk of the story that I can't really say much about it. I'm just like, oh, that was fun. Now I gotta wait till next chapter. That was fun. Now I gotta wait till next chapter. And I don't know if it feels boring or unsatisfying for you as viewers to watch, because it's like you really only get to see me read this tiny bit of the story and be like, I have no choice but to move on. It just doesn't feel like I'm reading enough each week to like really dig into or have particularly deep thoughts on. I'm really enjoying it, and I think that just like the Liberation War arc, when you go back and reread, it's going to be way better. But yeah, just on the week to week or the 2 weeks by 2 weeks, it's just been like just a little bit of content at a time. And I just feel like I would probably be enjoying it so much more if I was reading in larger chunks. But at least for now, we'll just have to see where things go. I still plan to keep doing this chapter by chapter, week by week. I just thought I'd bring up some of my thoughts on the series right now, but either way, let's get into reading 351. It's called To Flashfire, so I'm assuming that it's going to continue to just be about Todoroki or Shoto and Dabi. Ultimate move Flashfire Fist. It builds up internal heat to the maximum threshold before unleashing it as an attack. It's the peak manifestation of fire achieved by a young Endeavor. Excerpt from the Hero Almanac. When Endeavor mastered this move in his quest for power, he came to understand his own limitations, and that fire produced a shimmering heat haze that warped and distorted all that he gazed upon. Alright, that little chat has got me pumped for this. Thanks for listening to my tale. And again we have Dabi on top of the melting statue. He's faster than me at raising his temperature. There's no hint of any hesitation, thinks Todoroki. Now that I'm thinking about it with a cool head, even if Dad ain't here, you'll make for some prime kindling all the same. And again, I love these shots of the melting All Might statue. I'm the one who will stop you. Because of course a big part of Dabi's flashback that we had was him just being trained and wanting to be the one to surpass All Might, and how that was taken from him by the fact that his quirk wasn't perfect, and then his parents had Shoto. And also how All Might was such an inspiration for Shoto as well. So I really love the continued shots of that. Hey now, don't get the wrong idea. I've got some legit thoughts about you too. It began when I worked on boosting my weakened flame. Turning up the firepower was all I knew. Your potential surpasses my own. He'd said that encouraged me. The numbing of my body stripped away my limitations, which was ideal for following his lead with max output. I think there's a typo there. Flashfire Fist. Geez, in the art as well. Are you a fan of All Might, Shoto? Incoming. Hell Spider. And of course we've seen Endeavor use that move before. Hot, is that Endeavor's move? So much thicker though, and so haphazard. Oh no, Todoroki. And then Ida's reacting. Ready at Shoto. I am. And then Dabi slips behind him. Fast, the spider was a smokescreen. One thing, I just gotta ask, Shoto. What was the look on your face while you were holed up at UA with all those scared civilians? Son of Endeavor, brother of Dabi, calamity incarnate concentrated down into a boy-sized package. Awful brazen of you, Shoto. Shoto, that's more firepower than even Endeavor can boast, but if he keeps the heat up, dialed up like that, blessed with the ideal body, and ushered into a place where you could shine bright, but still, you depend on everyone else. The boy born with everything, but you sure don't capitalize on it. No one's willing to say it to your face, so allow me. You're a feckless, half-baked puppet. Jet, you'll never make a damn thing of yourself. And he hits him with a punch of flame. Burn. And sends him flying into the side of a building, it looks like. You're not wrong about me. I took the long way around, and was full of doubt all the while. A half-baked dummy. That's me. Heat neutralized the heat. Here I thought you were the only one, you were only focusing on Dad. But no, you were nice enough to take a close look at me, too. Glad to know it. I stumbled onto this, while working on that old move in the hope of keeping pace with others. Flashfire. I turned Flashfire into something more. Now it's a move to stop you. Shoto, let's reconsider which teams we're on. Then what about All for One? Out of the remaining heroes, you're the only one with any hope of opposing him, just as Midoriya has to face Shigaraki. I've got just the right power set to go up against Toya. More than that, it's what I want. That should be my duty. We're doing this together, remember? Everyone's got their part to play, and together we'll stop Toya and the rest of the villains. I may be your half-baked little brother, but let me say this. Dad was a madman. Our family was screwed up. But when you burned all those people to death, that was your choice. Flashfire Fist. You're not taking any more innocent lives. His little masterpiece. Just aim all your rage at us. Phosphor. And then he hits him. Oh, man. And then, again, we get cliffhung. Again, that was a really, really great chapter. It was a really great chapter, but now I just have to wait 2 more weeks to see what happens next. I don't know. I will continue to say, though, I hate to be negative, and this isn't even really a negative thing, but as much as I am enjoying this, and as much as I'm like, wow, that was a really good chapter, a really interesting fight, it just feels like maybe it's just, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess nostalgia clouding my mind. When I think back on, like, Izuku versus Shoto back at the sports festival, or when I think back to the Stain stuff, or the stuff at the training camp, when I think back on all that stuff and how, like, incredible it was to me, I just don't, like, this is a larger scale, sure, but when I think to how great that was to me, as much as I'm enjoying this, and as much as I do think it's really well written, I don't really know that this stacks up to the way the series once was. I don't know, for this to be the climax, for this to be the finale, we're getting what I'm assuming is the final fight with Dabi here against Shoto. We're going to be getting our final Shigaraki fight when Izuku gets there, I'm assuming. For it to be like the series finale arc, really, it just doesn't, to me, have the same level of intensity as the earlier arcs, like, again, the training camp and how incredible that was, or Kamino and how incredible that was. To me, it just doesn't have the weight or the gravitas of that. And I don't know why, or even the Liberation arc. Maybe I wanted more build-up to it. Maybe I wanted a few more arcs for the characters to get a bit older and to, like, develop all of Izuku's new quirks and abilities before we got into it, instead of developing them, like, on the fly, and you know he's gonna have to use the, like, super special one he's never used to go up against Shigaraki. Maybe I wanted him to do that beforehand. I don't know what I wanted, but it just feels like not a letdown, but it just doesn't feel like at that high level to me like past arcs have felt. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm reading week to week as well and marathoning it. It'll be so much cooler. But yeah, I'm just not sure why I feel that way. But as much as I've been enjoying this arc, it just doesn't feel like it has the highs of intensity that previous arcs did. But either way, let me know what you think about that. Like I say always, like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter, my thoughts and reaction. Tell me what you think about the arc, and what you think about this as the climax of the series, as the final arc, assuming that this is the final arc. Tell me what you think about it in that context. Subscribe for more Hero Academia, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, ask and I'll give you a link. If you want to help support the channel on Patreon, it is patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description. Either way, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.